Hi, how you doing? Let me just get this going here. Just one sec. Got my phone set up with my with the chat going on here, so I can see what's going on when I'm in Ableton. Okay, what's up? How's everybody doing? Um, well, here we are. It's July 25th, Friday, July 25th, 2025. Uh, what's happening? Been working on my video for the SK1 sampler. Getting there, getting there. Looking forward to getting the video out on Wednesday. So I'm just finishing up some of the final stuff. I'm putting some text in this time, you know, so everybody knows what's going on. A little bit of text, nothing crazy or anything. Um, yeah. So that's pretty much what's been going on. Um, yeah, yeah. Pretty solid day of work again. Pretty tired, not gonna lie. I ain't gotta lie to kick it. You know what I mean? What else? What else? I thought it would be kind of fun to show this. I'm reading this book right now. Sly Stone autobiography or like memoir or whatever. Um, interesting guy. I'm at chapter 9 right now. Just finished the Stand era, which is kind of neat. Stand's one of my favorite records for sure. Yeah, the band that I played in uh, a while back was heavily influenced by Sly. Uh, More rock oriented and like hard rock oriented, but very influenced by the man. Um, yeah, brilliant songwriter. If you're into this kind of thing, if you're into like Sly, if you're into autobiographies in general, it's pretty interesting. Guy hung out with everybody, you know. Did a lot of stuff too. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. And then you know what I thought too would be kind of fun is I've actually got a ton of records, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to pull out a record and maybe make a couple comments on it. Let me grab the record. This one I picked up a while back now. This is a Stones Throw reissue. As you all know, I'm a Stones Throw fan. But this is Tony Cook. Tony Cook. Back to Reality. Is that what it's called? Back to Reality? Yeah, Back to Reality. It's an awesome record. I think this is like Tony was like but don't I'm not a source on this, but I believe he was James Brown's drummer for a period of time. Um, and anyways, this is his solo record. I think it never um yeah, it says all instruments and vocals recorded 1982 to 1986. So that's pretty interesting, like um but a lot of people call this record like the proto house record. It's like considered one of the very early house records. It's very funky. It's very funky. If you're into that kind of thing, that kind of era, I highly recommend it. I really do. I really do. But anyway, the beat that we listen to right now is the one that I feel like working on tonight. Um, it's pretty basic right now, but I think I'm gonna move myself out of the way, and we're gonna jump in and make some and just do a little bit of work on it. So I'm just gonna minimize myself here. You know what, too? I realized in another. Oh, you know what? I just remembered something that I wanted to mention. Is if you're into the if you're going to be following the SP 1200 build, I did a post on YouTube today with a PDF file and a Google Doc um, with sort of the um, some of the things that I've gone over in the live stream, and also a subscriber also sent me a list of his ideas for the build. So that's all kind of it's all what's the word I'm looking for? It's all like contained in this one 2-page document. Hey Ed, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for coming out. But yeah, so check out the YouTube post. Actually, Ed, if you want to check out the YouTube post, definitely check it out because as I was saying, the Google Doc link is in that list, and it's just got something that we talked about last time, like kind of like what we're looking to recreate, and it's also got some ideas that Brian sent me earlier today, which was some pretty interesting ideas. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna be good. His ideas were really interesting. Um, yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm busy day again today. Did a lot of filming again today for the final video. Did a lot of jamming and trying to present the SK1 sampler as best I can. Um, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm gonna start messing around with this beat. Because yeah, I wrote this, or I didn't. I mean, I didn't write it. I mean, well, I wrote it, but I mean, I just like whipped it up on the iPad, my wife's iPad, and yeah, I feel like it has potential. Um, but I think it needs a little bit of love. It needs a little massaging. So I figure, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just mess around with it. You know, there's no real plan at the moment to make any serious songs. I'm just trying to get my chops back. It's been a while since I've been writing a ton. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to get my chops back. You know, not trying to change the world yet. Um, what else was I going to say? I was going to say I noticed in the past couple live streams that people can't really see what I'm doing down in the left-hand corner of the screen. So I'm going to put myself up top and try to make myself as small as possible so you guys can actually see what's going on. So there we go. So it's just a basic track. Let's turn it up a bit. So, all right, let's start listening to stuff. Start turning stuff off. Yeah, the drum beat. Let's hear the bass. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. You should definitely do that. You know, the beat challenges are pretty neat. Oh, yeah, on Discord. Yeah, yeah. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't realize that a lot of them have died down. I guess do people? I mean, I don't really frequent that kind of thing myself, which is kind of weird, I guess, because it's technically I'm kind of trying to build something like that. But do people use Discord still for this kind of stuff? I don't even know. I know that there was a couple YouTubers that I was following for a while that were doing um, electronics and stuff, and they had Discord communities or whatever. Yeah, see, this timing's a little bit off. Okay, let's clean it up a little bit. The drums sound pretty good though. I'm kind of liking the uh, the drum track, but let's just turn off the grid. I'm just gonna take a look. Yeah, that feels a bit behind. They do that I've seen, but I guess some are more active than others, but it depends. Gotcha. On what creator may or whatever. Right. Okay. Oh, you know what? I just realized the sound on my phone's on. You might be able to hear. Turn that off. You don't need to hear that. I've got my phone like in front of me so that I can see the chat at the same time as being on my computer because I only have one monitor on the laptop. So yeah, I'm just tightening it up just a little bit. I don't want to take away too much of the flavor. You know, like I said, I turn the grid off and I just kind of eyeball it, you know? I used to do this when I worked in recording. This is what I used to do was editing. So I know when I've edited too much most of the time. That last snare and that hi-hat seem off. Yeah, see, look at that. That just needs a little bit of love there. Little love. You know what I'm kind of curious about? Let me turn off the snare and the kick for a minute. I've got a hi-hat and a shaker um, going at the same time. I'm wondering if I need. Uh, let's try this. Let me try something here. I'm gonna try and. Oh yeah. Whoops. Let's. I'm gonna try taking off the shaker and the hi-hat at the same time and see if that changes the flavor. Actually, there are a lot actually that inspire me a lot. Um, I can tell you that Madlib is probably um, my like I hate to say like favorite, but I'm never disappointed by the stuff that he puts out. And when I was shown his music uh, back long time ago now, when I was a young buck, changed my life the minute I heard it. And it was actually a DJ that made me like a mixtape. And on the mixtape was Madlib uh, and all these Madlib beats. And another big inspiration for me, Jay Dilla. There was actually like a mixtape with like I think it was like Quasimodo was on there and Slum Village. So like two huge projects that just like, yeah, I heard them and I was just like, whoa, that's insane. You know, just completely changed my life. So those two for sure. Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean, I have to stop for a moment because I got to get serious. Uh, yeah, no, I mean, Madlib is, yeah, he's such like a unique, he's got such a unique vision for music. Yeah, the yesterday's new quintet stuff is really good. If you're into that kind of thing, if you're looking for like an accessible, um, if you're looking for something that like that you might be able to get into like more right away with the yesterday's new quintet stuff, I would say check out the record Stevie. It's Mad Lib doing yesterday's new quintet style stuff, but all Stevie Wonder covers, and it's very very good record. Um, yeah, that's a really good record if you're looking to if you're not like quite sure about the jazzier side of things, I would definitely check that out. And then for Dilla, I mean, there's just so much um, to learn. Uh, the guy is the guy was just unbelievable. Um, and yeah, Doom is also a big one for me. I love like yeah, I can't even yeah, he's just a huge influence, just especially like his the sound collage stuff that he does always just like blows my mind. And yeah, RZA too. I mean, RZA is, you know, like it's hard to describe, like it's hard to describe the influence that he's had on stuff that I like and the stuff that I try to do. Um yeah, you won't find Stevie on Spotify, I don't think. I don't know. Like you know what? He's got a Bandcamp page, or it might be on the Stones Throw Bandcamp. So check that out for sure. And yeah, Alchemist, obviously, he's having such like a renaissance right now. Like is just like past like what maybe 7 8 years. You know, um, he's been just like pumping stuff out. Exactly. They've been releasing Trey. Yeah, they have. Yeah. Um, yeah, they're doing a really interesting uh like it's like a box set, I think, of that, right? They're re-releasing it on his website too. Um, so that might be something worth checking out too, because I love that record too. And you can buy all the stuff on Bandcamp. They have like a huge like cassette box set of it. They have a vinyl version of it if you're into that kind of stuff. Um, and I think they're reissuing all the CDs and stuff too for that. So it's like they're definitely working to keep his legacy alive for sure, which is awesome. It's a bit more space, eh? Let's hear that bass line with it. Well, I'm not sure if these notes are right. That's the right ones right there. Just moving them down a couple semitones. I think so. They've been making a lot of merch. I can't afford the fee. Yeah, I know. Oh, you made your own. That's sick. Yeah, yeah. Send me a um an Instagram message or whatever. Did you like 3D print them kind of thing? That's awesome though. Smart. They're so expensive. I mean, I would love to be able to buy them, but I just, I got kids to feed. You know what I mean? I think uh oh wow. Sick, dude. That's awesome. That's wicked, man. That's so cool. That is so cool that you can do. Do you have like a printer at home or do you go somewhere to get them printed? Oh, you had them 3D printed. My bad. I just read that. I read that wrong. Oh, crap. Oh my gosh. I am out of it today, buddy. Yikes. Everybody's going to be thinking I'm going nuts. Just jamming to myself. Man, I gotta like write down a reminder when I'm doing this shit. So funny. Okay. Neat. Neat. That's a little better. I don't know if we need that delay. I'm gonna turn down the maybe just turn down the feedback a bit. Yeah, there we go. Just a little extra knock. Hear that? Just a little. I feel like that drum needs a little bit more oomph. Let's do a little bit of this guy. And then we'll throw one of those, what's the one that everybody likes? The drum bus? I think that's what it's called. Drum bus. Oh yeah. Um, I think, yeah, I mean, wasn't it, that first album? I know the beat you're talking about. But wasn't that Danger Mouse, maybe? I want to say it was Danger Mouse who did that first record, I think. Maybe, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, obviously Dr. Dre is when you hear the top melody, I didn't realize that you couldn't even hear anything. When you hear the top melody, you're gonna be like, buddy. People are gonna start calling me Dr. Dave. You know what I mean? me just take a look at this real quick. This is one of the top melodies. But I think I could do a little bit more with it, but I'm just gonna tighten it up a little bit. Yeah. Right? I think that sounds pretty good. That one's way off. I just like I don't like snapping it real tight to the grid. I just take the grid off and just kind of move it towards a little bit towards the closest line, so it sounds like somebody's actually playing it, but I don't know if it makes any difference. That's just how I've always done it. I know everybody's got like these Ableton tricks now that, you know. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All this, I've been using Ableton for a long time, and it never disappoints. Let's crank it. Let's crank it. Just turn down the stuff. Do we go hard? Oh, I should go hard. I always go. That's how I live my life. No dampening. Yeah, they do. Hey, it's like super. Is it? No, I think it's it's a 909 kick drum. I'm kind of curious though, because I did a little bit of removing of stuff. So this is the beat that I did when I removed everything. Or no, let's do the opposite. So this is the full beat that I did when I was using Ableton Note, where I was just like jamming. Okay, now here's the one that I did like a corrected version. Here it comes. Yeah, good call. We're calling this one "You Got the Muscles" because this is a muscle beat. It's where you show off your biceps to this song when you're playing the drums. I'm trying to hear the difference. If I hear a difference. It's interesting, eh? Like, this one has way more notes. Like, look at all you can see all like the shaker along the top here. And this is the one, and I'll play it. Right? And then this next one that I'm going to play, this is the shaker part. So I made sure that the hi-hat and the shaker weren't overlapping. Here we go. It's like pretty much like it's crazy like how much it sounds the same. You know what I mean? It just like cleans it up a little bit in terms of the sounds. It's fascinating when stuff like that happens. But anyway, let's hear bring in the bass. I love a distorted drum kit. I feel like the bass could use a little bit of a. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I want that, but I don't want it to clip out that much. I need to turn down the output on this, I think, just a touch. I guess I could limit it. Why don't we just limit it and just brick wall it a bit? Push it a little bit. So put it at 0, right? Put it at 0. And we'll put this back to 0, and then we won't, at least won't be clipping. I'll just need to watch to make sure that I'm not really distorting the signal. Oh, well, it's just like, actually, I can tell you. So basically, what I do, it's something that this is always how I've worked in Ableton, and this is because I was trying to figure out a way to um, work around not having like a push or anything like that. And because I started using Ableton before push was even like a thing. Um, Let me move myself out of the way because you need to see what I'm doing. So just give me one sec. I'm just going to move myself to a more appropriate spot so I can show you. Okay. So what I do is like what with Ableton, right? What everything is basically these are all just loops, right? Each little thing in a slot here is just a loop of some piece, right? Um, so yeah, so basically what I usually do is I work out like the basic parts to my song or beat or whatever you want to call it. Like obviously with this, it's just this part right now, but it'll probably develop into something else where maybe the melody might change a little bit or something. In fact, I can show you how to, I'll show you, we'll do, yeah, exactly. So then what I do though is in order to give me like a feel of how like to progress the beat a little bit, what I'll do, for example, this is just an example. Um, so let's say I take this loop. This is our drum loop right here, okay? This guy right here. So let me just solo that. So there's our drum loop, right? Now, because I don't have any external controller, because I don't have any external controller, I can either press the play button and the loop plays, right? But what I do is there's a mode in Ableton where you can press a button up at the top here. It says key. And what that allows you to do is you can trigger anything with your keyboard on your computer. Okay? So you can have that so that you can like all these individual clips here, all the individual clips in all these rows, you can put like a Q or W or E or R. And when I press those buttons, right, I can actually, it'll start playing those loops, right? But what I like to do is not do it exactly like that, but what I like to do is over here in this sort of like master track, you can do the exact same thing. So what I like to do is I'll say, let's say this first little slot here, let me just pull it over a little bit so you can see it. This first little slot here I'll call A, right? So when I press A on my keyboard, it plays everything in that top row, right? And then I do the same thing with S, and then I'll do like D, F, G, H, J, K. So then when I fill up all these different sections, I have all these different sections to my beat, and then I can like play the arrangement live into the horizontal arrangement view and then go through with like a fine tooth comb and kind of like uh do more maybe do more like I don't know, intricate editing, or maybe do a couple like more extravagant changes, or maybe adding sound effects, or um, whatever, stuff like that. I've just never like got to that point in a live stream yet because, yeah, I'm still just like getting my chops back in terms of, um, putting stuff together. So yeah, it's kind of like a weird way to work, if you're not used to it. Yeah, exactly. So it's like yeah, basically like Push is basically doing that, but it's fancier, right? And you can access like all the instruments and stuff from the actual controller. You don't have to be on the actual computer. You can actually like, create new tracks and like pull in instruments and like sample all that stuff directly in the controller. The computer's just there for like, I don't know, I guess like fine editing and, exporting and stuff like that. But I think even the new Push, you can do all that from it. But again, don't quote me on that because I make my gear, man. I don't buy gear anymore, you know? So anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, so like for example, like this I'm gonna save this first one. So but I'm gonna take off the A so I don't play it. And what we'll do is I'll show you what I mean. Let me just correct this other one, and then I'll show you how I normally do it. Let me just quickly give this guy a little massage. Yeah, same here. Same here. I didn't want to, I was thinking about doing it tonight, but I, you know, um, yeah, I spent all day with it. And so I just was hoping to do something else tonight. I did like using Nano Loop though. That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun that one time when you showed up for the Nano Loop night in the SP404. That was pretty sweet. I want to try more of that stuff. I love that. I love that 8-bit stuff. It sounds really cool. It's just got like a certain dirt to it. You know what I mean? That I really like. Yeah, 8-bit funk, exactly. I love that kind of stuff. Just quickly giving this a little cleanup. It's just a little too loose for my liking. Um, and that guy is there. We'll delete that. Okay. All right. So now let's just do something. I'm just going to rename all these as kind of like so we know. So we'll call this like main loop. And we'll call this main, or I guess we should call this main drum. Yeah, main drums. Just so I know that this is sort of like the hook of the hooky part of the song or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. Um, we'll call it main synth one or main S syn one. And then this is, I guess we'll call it guitar. Sure. Let's call it guitar. Main geet. So now what we can do is, so then when I press S on my keyboard, it's going to play everything in that row, right? Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll copy that onto the next row down, right? And let's just we'll take out like a part, right? We'll take out maybe the guitar part. So then I can do and I'm just renaming this. I normally actually don't rename stuff at all. It's just because I'm showing you how I do it. How I do it. Normally I never name anything. This is like the most organized I've ever been in a session, unless I was working, but for myself, I'm never this organized. Uh, yeah, that's how I do it, but you can because like you can um just give me one sec. Um okay. So now what I've got here, right, is like when I press S, it's going to play this part, which is no this scene. It's called a scene. This scene, which is number two, right? So then you get your drums, your bass, your synthesizer, and your guitar. All's gonna they're gonna play. They're just gonna play, right? And now I've made another one called two, which has the drums again, the bass, synthesizer, and no guitar, right? So it's gonna be like it comes down like a notch. So I'm gonna press S, and then I'm gonna press, and then I have this scene number three assigned to D. So I just press S on my keyboard. It's going to play the D loop, and then I'm going to press D, and it's going to switch over. Yeah, 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 yeah. So you press S, and then I'll press D. Here we go. And then, I don't know, you could do like the next scene. You could do like you could go just bass and drums, or you can go in and change all these parts too, right? So then I could be like, and then so that I can feel out the arrangement. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And so then right? Like just like that. So you can just like build kind of like a flow on how things will go. Um, yeah, I just find it like super fast. Um, and it's just kind of like how I'm used to working, and that's probably why I didn't really get along with the MPC one when I had it, because it's the workflow. You got to get into the mind of the workflow, right? And I hate using that word when I'm talking about making music because it's not a very musical thing, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, the way that the way that they think about this is kind of like how Ableton thinks about song arrangement is how I kind of think about song arrangement, if that makes any sense. Like where you hear it in sort of like bits, you know what I mean? To me, that makes a lot of sense. Whereas like the way that the MPC does it, it's different, you know? Uh, yeah, I mean, like, to be honest with you, like, I didn't have any issues with the machine itself at all. Um, the machine itself was cool. I liked it. In terms of like, it was a nice little box. I didn't like that every pad had a light on it, but you could turn that off. Um, the one that I had was like, you had to have it like connected to Ethernet. It didn't have Wi-Fi built into it, which was kind of lame. Um, what else didn't I like about it? Um, yeah, I don't know. It was just like just didn't get along with it. Just didn't get along with it as much as I had hoped, if that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, you know what I didn't like about it? One of the things that I didn't like about it was the fact that it had like, to me it was kind of like bloatware in in there. Like it had this whole thing about like signing up for like a Splice account, and I'm not a Splice guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure it's great, but it's just not something that I'm interested in. And I like my stuff being like clean. You know what I mean? Like when I have a computer, I have like all the crap only the crap on there that I want. I don't have all the other, you know, flowery stuff that comes with it. Like I don't want any of that stuff. And that kind of bugged me about it. It's a minor thing. Um, but yeah. No, like you could yeah, it's like you could it was there. That's the problem. Is I didn't want it there. I didn't want to see it every time had to go adjust something in the settings. About um I don't like that about like when I get a computer, if I get a computer and there's at least back in the day there was there's like antivirus software. It's like I don't want any of that. I have my own thing. Don't put it on there. But it would still like hang around for some reason after even you deleted it, kind of thing. And the splice thing, you can not sign in, but it's still like it'll every once in a while it'll ask you to sign in. And I was like, don't ask me. I don't have like I don't have a splice account, and I don't plan on getting one. I don't know. It just bothered me. Um, it's nitpicky, I guess, but like when you're spending $1,000 on something, you know, close to $1,000 anyway. It's like you want it to be how you want. You want it to be awesome, right? And yeah, that's just my opinion, though. I mean, like some people love them and they make really awesome stuff on those machines. So yeah, this is just like my personal taste kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like I just don't want any of it. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, I get why they feel like they have to put it on like that kind of stuff on there. I'm sure it's part of their revenue stream and all that kind of stuff. So I get that. Um, but yeah, just as a user who wants just like a basic, the whole reason why I bought, put it this way, the whole reason why I wanted to buy the MPC in the first place was because I didn't want a machine that had a bunch of stuff on it that would distract me all the time. You know what I mean? And as minuscule as of a distraction it was, it still distracted me enough that it annoyed me. Um, but yeah, and I just didn't really jive with um, I just didn't really jive with sort of like how to how to work on it. Wasn't my favorite because it was because like especially like the MIDI editing and stuff is so similar to Ableton, and I was just like, well, I'd rather just use a mouse and click around than trying to fiddle around on a touch screen and stuff. It's like, yeah. Uh, yeah, exactly. Well, and that's why I decided to go with that's why I bought a 404. Um, Partly because I'm a huge Stones Throw fan, as you know, and the other reason being was that I liked it because it, didn't have any of the crap on it. Let's see if we can do like a little turnaround here. I want to figure out a different melody to bring into this. Got an idea here. Wait a second, that sounds kind of neat. You know what, we need to turn, oh, shit. We need to turn the grid back on for a second so I can loop it to the beat. Maybe something a bit quicker, like yeah, I hear ya. What about... Oh, wait a second. That's too much space there. Hold on. You know what? I want to do... That's what I want. I want, how am I going to do this? We want that. How do I do this? Duplicate. then I want this here, I think. There we go. That's actually all right. Yeah. Okay, I think I need to add a little bit of, this needs a little bit of room, eh? It needs like a little bit of space, some, you know what? I like those sounds. What I want to do is they're a bit, I want to give them a little bit. Let's do this. Let's do a high pass filter. Just take a little bit of that low rumble off. Yeah, just a touch of reverb. That's nice. Takes off a little bit of that. Hear that? It takes off a little bit of that low end rumble. Sounds way cleaner there. Let's listen to. I think this could use the same treatment. Sounds a little stuffy. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to dirty this up a bit, eh? Let's put in another return. Um, what's that kind of reverb that people use when they want it to sound like it's in a bowling alley? Um, not a bowling alley, but you know, like a cavernous room, like a what do you call it? Do I have that? Convolution reverb. Convolution reverb. Do they have that? They must have that. Where we got here? Compressor. Echo. Echo would be nice because it'll dirty it up a bit. Um, Erosion might be good too, but I don't want to overdo it. You know what? Let's uh let's try no reverb, but let's do a little bit of erosion. I think we should dirty it up a bit. What do you think? I'm thinking dirty. It might be too clean now. So let's crank it through that. See what happens. Let's see what this guy is going to sound like. And we'll try to too much. Too much there. Yeah. I feel like that could go on for another round. I feel like it's too short. Um, what do I do? What's the, yeah, it feels too short. Let's do this. Let's do um, duplicate. And we're going to duplicate this guy. Duplicate. And we're going to take this out. That's better. Yeah. You know what I'm wondering if there's a way that I could vary this one because it is. Let me just take a listen to this real quick. Could the bass use a bit of boosting? Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's okay. I don't mind it. Let's give this guy a little bit of. What's this one? Low extender. That sounds good. No. More. Punch. Punch in parallel. That's what this one's called. Okay. Talk to me. Let's go. You know what it is? I think this guy is these two guys here, these guitars or whatever you want to call them, they're a bit they're taking over a little bit, aren't they? Let's um let's group them. We'll group them into a track. We're gonna turn down the buses, the individual buses, because they're all cranked anyway. We'll just crank the group. We'll call this group what are we gonna call that? Guitars, I guess. And let's knock it down a bit. I think it might just be too loud because you're right. You are kind of losing the bass a bit, aren't you? Let's knock it down 5 decibels. See what happens. Seems better already. You know what? Let's put a little bit of reverb on that. This bus here with the dirty. I feel like it could just use like just a touch. It doesn't need a lot. It just needs like a little something, little something in there. Let's just use a standard reverb. What do we like? Bright reflections? Sure. Let's turn down. Maybe we'll turn down the wet. We'll start it at like 25%. Too much. Let's go to 40. Just a little bit of. Here's the reverb on. Here's the reverb off. On. Just a little interest. This guy still feels really farty. That's better. You know what? In that last little, um, how long is this? This is 8 bars. Let me duplicate that. Then we duplicate that, and then we're gonna should we take out one or two? You know what? No, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. Let's try that. Really, really F it up. We'll take, maybe we'll just deactivate. Um, no, deactivate these ones. Okay, let's try that. All right, that feels pretty good. Feels all right. Yeah, I don't hate that. So yeah, now basically like this would be the point where like I'm happy enough with the individual parts, I think, where I would go and I would take this and I would put it in the horizontal view, these parts, just kind of feeling it out. Uh, yeah, maybe I would make like a couple more parts. Like maybe I would do I don't know, something more along the lines of like maybe to try to like pull off like some kind of intro or something. Um, you know, like something like, I don't know. Like obviously I would have to keep all that, but maybe just like, yeah, just try and pull off like an intro. Um, where maybe I would do like something like I'd take out all this crap and I'd go like that or something. I don't know. Something like, what did I do? Did I delete the wrong one? I did. I deleted that one. Shit. Okay, hold on. Put that guy over there. Pull that guy down there. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, what are you saying here? Saying sounding good? Yeah. Just check the doc real quick. Yeah. Holy cow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an idea. Um, it's definitely an idea that I'm gonna throw around a bit. Something to chew on for sure. Um, I'm doing more research on the what do you call it? I'm doing more research on the SP 1200 schematics. Um, because I think there's something that I'm missing when I'm looking at it. Um, so, yeah. Um, just gonna look over that one more time, I think. I'm definitely gonna look them over a bit more and then chew on Brian's idea a bit more. I think it's a really interesting idea how he has it set up, and I think I think we should be prepared for multiple microcontrollers in this project, regardless. Um, if we're gonna try and get that um, all that I/O and all the outputs and stuff, and yeah, because eight of anything is a lot, right? So, um, yeah, eight of anything is a lot, and yeah, that's just how it is. It's just how it is. So, I think we're going to have to chew on that for a bit. But the good thing is I was checking AliExpress, I think, or something, as you said here, and like you can get like a 10 pack of S3s for like next and like for literally peanuts, you know. So that's something. I think as long as we keep the microcontroller inexpensive, because there are obviously more expensive options out there, more so-called, like professional or like I don't know what you'd call it, not professional, but just sort of like maybe more on the industrial side of things, or not industrial, but like something that would be used in the industry to make this kind of stuff. Um, I don't know how many pedals and stuff or DSP based stuff out there is made with ESP32s. Um, so, you know, um, yeah. But yeah, I was. I think we're gonna be using multiple microcontrollers for sure. I really want to find a way to keep the cost down though, but I really like the idea of making it like a modular kind of project where, maybe we could, maybe like the first set of videos is sort of like creating like an interface, right? And we have all this like then I'll have these videos that are dedicated to, um, say just the front panel. You know what I mean? Like just the logic of the front panel. And we could get all that done with a single microcontroller, right? Still be able to program it and stuff, but we'd be able to get it all done and then have, maybe some sort of connector that we could easily interface with the next unit that we would need, whether that be some sort of voice module or whatever that we could breadboard with. Like, I'm thinking in my head where it would be like some sort of like a Molex connector, you know, that we could like plug into a breadboard, that kind of thing. So, um, I was considering if you were to do the full size to go with that instead of to save parts and cost instead of miniaturizing it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is the yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The only reason why I like the miniaturizing it part of it is because I think that modernizes it in a way, right? Which is great. Um, because I do think that there are parts of it that should probably be modernized, right? Um, but it's the parts that, uh, but it's finding that balance because we want it to feel as close to an SP1200 that we, feel and sound as close to an SP1200 as we possibly can. So, but we also have to keep in mind that, you know, like, yeah, like we want to be able to, everybody wants to be able to build it at home. So, yeah. But like I said, the idea of miniaturizing it, I think makes a lot of sense too, though, because it does modernize it in a way, right? But at the same time, you know, only having 4 pads instead of 8 is pretty limiting. And I was thinking about that, like you could probably miniaturize it in a way that, you'd have only 4 pads, but maybe they would, you could have like layers kind of thing where it was like you'd have, the first pads that come up would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you press a button and you get the next four kind of thing, like 5, 6, 7, 8. But I just, I don't know. I don't know how well that would work for people. Uh, yeah, exactly. A pocket operator SP1200 to do line in sampling as an alternative to an SD card storage for loading stuff in. And I was looking over wiring input jacks to do line in sampling as an alternative. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like um, as an alternative to loading samples from an SD card. Right. Yeah, I want to be able to do both. I want to be able to do both. Um, yeah, we need to be able to basically what we have to do is design like an architecture that is going to allow us to import samples as well, right? Um, and load samples from an SD card. That's a big, it's going to be a big one. We want to be able to record in, right? We want to be able to record in. We want to be able to save to the SD card. We want to be able to save our whole sequence. And then we want to be able to have a 10-second sample on an SD card or whatever, drum samples on an SD card and go, I want it on that pad, right? So, yeah, we got to think about that. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a huge project. This could take us a while, but it's going to be freaking awesome. Yeah. Yep. Yep, exactly. I think those are the ways that, like, it's like we were talking about is like there has to be some sort of like, yeah, I think there needs to be parts of it that are modernized, right? Um, and I think that part of a so-called like workflow, um, would be appealing to more people to want to build along with us as well, right? Because we want, like for me anyway, I want people to follow along and build along, so more people have the instrument uh, when it's all said and done. Um, yeah, I want as many people as possible to do it. So anyway, um, yeah, but there you have it. Anyway, I think I'm gonna hit the road, but thanks for coming out, Ed. Really appreciate it. And anybody else who's stopped in and taken a peek at what we're doing here, thanks for stopping by. And I'm gonna press play on the beat, let it ride into the sunset a bit. And yeah, I think I'll try finishing it off next week, maybe, or something. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll put it in the arrangement view next week and I'll add some more flair. You know? It's not bad. There's that hole there, though, that I really need to change. I like this part, though. Anyway, I'm going to take off. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope everything goes well. Definitely send me a Yeah, it's nice hanging, man. I really appreciate you coming out to all these things. It's awesome. But definitely send me a pic of those 3D prints. Would love to see them. Yeah, same. Anyway, take it easy, man. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. And feel free to hit me up if you have any ideas for that SP1200 build, too. Definitely let me know. I'd be happy to add it to the list of stuff. So, anyway, talk to you later.